Hello, this is Michael Murray with Miter Mike's Woodshop. I'm building a second bench here to match my other one. Started doing it and forgot I had the camera off, so I missed a little bit of footage. What I did is I went to Home Depot. I bought 8 of these, well, 8 for this and 8 for the other one, so 16 total. It's just basic pieces. Want to see how I finish this? Stay tuned. What I did is, after I figured out how high I wanted it, I'm putting wheels on the bottom. Also, I want to use it as an outfeed table when I don't have anything on top of it. So I measured from since I already made one. I was able to just measure off that. I made 32.5 inches. The legs, then the 3/4 inch plywood top. So it'll be whatever that is. What I'm doing now is I am reinforcing the bottom for the bottom of the legs with the 2x4, so that when I put the wheels on, I have something to screw into on all 4 sides, on all 4 holes. What I did is I pre-drilled the holes in the block so that less likely chance of them splitting. Not really so much worried about the contact between the screw and this block versus them going through. And all these are the off pieces, the offcuts from my 2 rails, the front and the back rail. I probably should have planned it, it would have been easier. Just making sure it's flush here. Also, what I did is when I put the top together, I explained this before, which it's in the lost video. I put it together, of course, upside down, and what I'm doing now is I wanted the shelf to be at the bottom of as far to the bottom as I can, so I can fit my planer and anything tall on that shelf with no issues. What I'm also doing is I was going to put the spacer in ahead of time, but I realized that when I want to do this, I need to slide this over, which would be an issue. So if you're going to do it, don't do what I did the first time. Put everything together and then I have to undo it. So if you're doing it upside down, slide these over, put the spacer in, and what I'm doing is I'm bringing all the way to the bottom so that the plate is flush with the spacer block here. And then that will give me, once I put my 2x4 in, that will give me the bottom, where the bottom shelf is. So, go with this. Gotta have coffee. Okay, here we go. many screws into these things. This thing will never fall apart. I'll tell you that one thing. Before I flip it over, what I'm going to do is cut some support beams. So this is, what is this? Sorry, kids are playing outside. Getting distracted. There's such a, this is 8 feet long. 8 by 2 feet. 2 foot by 8 foot long. So with the long span, I'm afraid anything I put on there may have an issue. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut a bunch of cross pieces, support pieces, for the top and also for the bottom. So I'm not going to be putting stuff on there all the time. So let me measure them up and cut them. So I cut the pieces for the top shelf, the top, and for the shelf. And what I'm going to do now is pre-drill or drill a hole so I can put the screw in without the board splitting. So whatever you want to call that, pre-drill, drill a hole prior to screwing in the screw. Whatever you want to call it. So I'm going to do that now, and we should be almost done. I don't know how you guys get your screws and stuff, but what I'm going to do is buy these, get like 2 boxes. They hold pretty much a whole box of screws, like you buy in Home Depot or Lowe's. You know, I just rip off the front and throw it inside, and that's how I know what they are. Instead of leaving it on, because I may run out and then have another box of another one, so then instead of always having to have that one in there, I can just take that out, and or if I'm getting down to only a few, I can pull them around without any issues. What I'm going to do, make sure I am square. And yes, I am round. I am not square. As the guys in the firehouse told me, you're round, you're not square. Nice. What I've done, the easiest thing to do, is take a scrap piece of wood with a clamp, and on one side, clamp it down so that when we put this piece across, we don't have to worry about holding one side of it flush with here. with Home Depot. I got my lag bolts, 1.5 inches. I think that'll be sufficient enough to get pretty much in there. I got some washers, just to make sure that the head doesn't come through, which is good. So what we'll do now is I will put, more in the middle of the 2x4. So what I'm going to do is a socket wrench. Right here it is. I'm going to just tap to start the hole. That's taking too long. Right back. So I only use the drill to screw the lag bolt in, almost touching the plate for the wheel. Reason being is this is in an end grain and it could really split. It doesn't have a whole lot of rigidity, I would say. It's better screwing in the I'm drawing a blank. It's better to screw in this part of the wood than the end grain of the wood. So I hand tighten them down. They're in there. They're not going anywhere. But just careful, because if you use that gun all the way down, it's so much pressure on that. It's just gonna strip the hole that you put in the lag bolt in. So let me move that little ladder, flip this over, see what it is. She's not going anywhere. And it's still a perfect height to use as an outfeed table for my table saw. So, if you guys like this simple build, if you want to see more, it's coming in. The thing's heavy, so yeah, I'm a little bit out of breath. I'm out of shape. So, if you like this video, you want to see what's coming up in my shop, please like, subscribe, and see you next time. Be safe.